Share a little bit like what intuition means to you, how you named yourself that, what
Sure.
it looks like, how it shows up for people, that kind of thing.
Yep. Here's the thing with intuition. It comes to us either in images, or we hear words, or we feel things, or we just sense things. We just know it. And when we're kids, the people in our world tend to poo-poo those things. They don't take it seriously. So what happens is we end up living in our logical brain and dismiss the stuff that is intuitive. In the workplace, anytime, I'll be frank with you, my intuition saved my life on various occasions. And anybody who says to me to never listen to your intuition, and I don't, those words, never listen to your intuition, I take tremendous issue with that, because we are given that gift at birth. And it's whether or not the people in our world will cultivate it and nurture that gift instead of being fearful of it. Because so many people think, oh my God, it's so woo-woo. What are you doing in the land of woo-woo? I call it practical woo. Okay? Because in the land of practical woo, you have power. So it is about connecting that left brain side of yours. And I'm very left-brained, very left-brained. That engineering mindset is about looking what's wrong instead of what's right. It's about putting the puzzle pieces together and you're the detective trying to figure out exactly what's going on. That is very much my mindset. So much so my degree is in law enforcement, is criminal justice. I was in law enforcement in my 20s. So it has always stayed with me. It's what I love to do, is to solve the mysteries. And I'm looking for all the little details. It can get you into trouble. If you add intuition to it, it makes the process so much easier, because one thing will lead to another, will lead to another, will lead to another very naturally if you let it happen. But I've sat in so many meetings, and I'll sit there and my intuition is screaming that the direction they're going is wrong. And I will ask an open-ended question. What if this happens? Or what will that happen? What if we were to do this? What do you think the results could be? So it's about always asking open-ended questions to get people to think. The challenge comes when people are in such need of control that they don't listen to the questions that are being asked from other folks who may be highly intuitive but are too scared to say it because they will be ridiculed.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I want to dig here a little bit. In intuition, something you're saying that makes me think about, they're too afraid to ask the questions. I think often people are also too afraid of the answer to the question.
That's true.
And or when, because you said something about other people suppressing your intuition. I think that because we're trained that way as kids, we suppress our own.
Oh, without question, because we're scared of what other people think of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Or when, I think also that intuitive voice gets so much quieter. Like you were saying, it's like we kind of train ourselves away from listening to our intuition, and then it gets quieter and quieter. So I've really noticed as I've tapped back into my intuition, because I had like loud intuition as a kid and I shut it down in big ways. And then as I've learned, like, listen to your intuition, the voice gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
It does get stronger and stronger.
Will you tell listeners how to know when you're listening to your intuition versus controlling and shaping on your own?
That's a great question. And that's different for everyone, by the way. There's no one set answer for that. It's different for everybody.
Okay.
For myself, I can only speak for myself. I can tell that I'm not listening to my intuition when things get hard.
To listen to the full episode, head on over to nfacoaching.com, hit the podcast link, and it'll take you to all of the full episodes. And go ahead and leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you to know how these inspirational interviews, tips, and tools are impacting you in your life and business. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of the Max Potential Habits episodes.